I know some of you here are new to Young America's Foundation, so I just want to quickly say that really Young America's Foundation is a resource for you guys. We're here to help you advance conservatism on your college campus, whether it's by bringing in a big-name conservative speaker like Ann Coulter, who's going to be here in a little bit.
We're so excited to be here and to have all of you here with us today. Are you guys excited for our first speakers? Come on. All right, I have the honor of introducing everyone's favorite ombudsman for the show tonight, though he prefers the term ombuddy. Andy Levy is a graduate of Columbia University with a degree in political science. He is a veteran of the United States Army, served on the DMZ. In case of an invasion by North Koreans, his job was to die slowly so that reinforcements had time to arrive. He lives alone and will one day be described by his neighbors as the shy, quiet type who mostly kept to himself, but he's not keeping to himself tonight. Everybody welcome Andy Levy. Bill Schultz. He graduated from Emerson College with a degree in print journalism and survived being a Manhattan-based freelance writer and magazine editor before getting a call from Fox News in 2007. Among his listed accolades include drinking around the world at Epcot, boxing someone 5 inches taller and 100 pounds above his weight class, using nothing but Rocky, the montages from the Rocky movies to prepare. And he actually snuck back into college for a week to see if it was as fun as he remembered. Everybody welcome Bill Schultz. All right, and I have the honor of introducing the host of Red Eye, Mr. Greg Gutfeld, who, according to the Weekly Standard, Gutfeld's stuff is actually subversive, a state bomb hurled into every faculty lounge, mainstream newsroom, movie studio, and nonprofit boardroom in America. And he was a contributor at the Huffington Post, where he became legendary for his inspired, lunatic ridicule of his left-wing fellow Huffers. His new book, The Bible of Unspeakable Truth, will be for sale here today, and he is gracious enough to stay and sign them. And consider yourself warned. Please welcome Greg Gutfeld.
Give me a chair where my feet dangle. That's great. Seriously. That's adorable. It's adorable. Thanksgiving when I was 6. I demanded a small chair before I got here.
Well, thank you so much all for being here. We're just going to start off with a few questions, and then you guys have some questions from the audience that you're going to take. Our first question is, how did you all come to know each other and get on this show? Start this show.
Well, I was editor of Stuff Magazine, and the first day on the job, when I got there, there was this creature with really, really long hair, and from behind looked like a pretty attractive girl. That was Bill. Yeah. And he was at a welcoming party for me, and then he turned around and he said, "My name's Bill Schultz, and one day you're going to fire me."
I think I said it was the first guy you were going to fire.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. And I never fired him. I should have. And over the years, we worked together when I was at Maxim UK, and when this weird, bizarre, surreal opportunity came up, he was pretty much the first guy I thought of. I don't know why. It was a horrible mistake.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, Andy. You were the first guy.
Okay.
And your cats.
I was the first attractive girl.
Yes. And so that's how Andy, Bill ended up on Red Eye. And then Andy, when I was writing at the Huffington Post, Andy was writing some pretty interesting things. I don't know if you want to talk about what you were doing.
Yeah, I was basically, I started leaving comments at his blog, which is something I've never done in any blog, and my comments got more and more involved to the point where some of them were longer than his post. And he noticed this, I guess, and was a little scared that I was stealing all his thunder, so he co-opted me.
Yes.
And then he started Daily Gut and said, hey, I want you to blog with me, and I did. And like, I don't know, 6 months later, Fox approached him about doing Red Eye. We had never met at this point because he was living in London because he doesn't love America.
True.
And, so he said, I'm flying to New York, they're letting me back in the country. Why don't you come meet us? And we met out at a bar, and he said, yeah, come meet the producers. And all three of us went and met the producers, and
We met at Starbucks.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. And then somehow we ended up on TV, we're still not sure how.
You leave out two important parts of this. One, this is the only example in broadcasting history where a guy who leaves comments on a blog gets a job. Never happens, but it should give you some kind of, a dream to shoot for. The other thing is that he also leaves out is that he was the worst person ever on television. When we did
absolutely.
Yeah.
I just assumed that I knew that.
I was at very least close second.
Yeah,
like the joke now is all not look at the camera, but I did do it for real. Like the camera would be here and I was looking this way. Like we had no idea what we were
Yeah, it was. If anybody remembers Red Eye in the first couple of months,
doing. It was awful,
terrible, bad. If I could just hijack YouTube and remove every one of those.
Actually, Fox News did that for us.
Oh, that's We'll stop there. Next question.
Okay, guys, why do you think young people are so predominantly liberal?
Oh, can I answer that? Yeah.
Well, you're the young person.
Yeah, I am the young person here. When you're young, you're driven by a need to impress, a need for attention, and you tend to romanticize things. And by the very nature of being a liberal, you tend to be the issues tend to be more romantic. Homelessness. I mean, who wouldn't be for helping a guy down on his luck? Feeding the poor, building houses. These are all romantic things.
You've never built me a house.
I know, I will. When it's finally legal for us. But the thing is,
Legalize it, DC. Legalize it.
the interesting thing about teenagers is that they can be for anything and everything and never have to pay for it. So there is never any discussion about how, when I was growing up, made-for-TV movies were always about a kid who brings home a homeless guy. It's like a Christmas holiday special, and everybody's, well, that doesn't really happen because somebody has to pay for that. And teenagers don't understand that. They're exactly like Hollywood celebrities in the fact that they live in a bubble and they never have to pay for the actual things that they believe in. It isn't until you that old line, I don't know if it was Buckley or whoever who said, until a conservative is a liberal mug. Once you get a job and once you pay taxes, you are mugged, and then you become a Republican, or like Billy, you become a rampant drug user.
Taxes. By the way, you never pay taxes on drugs.
That's true.
Never. Tax-free life.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. I think also when you're young, you tend to think you know everything. And when you think you know everything, you're comfortable with people in Washington who you think are smart, running everything for everyone because you think, well, they know everything. As you get older, you realize you don't know everything, and once you realize that, you think, well, if I don't know everything, people in Washington probably don't know everything, so they probably shouldn't be running everyone's life. And you become a conservative, or if you're smart, a libertarian.
They're just here to see Colter.
Where is Ron?
I'm here to see Colter.
Well, you guys are kind of already doing this on the show, but how do you think we here, young people, can market conservative ideas to young people more effectively?
Well, I think it's, Red Eye does it, and a lot of people do. You're seeing it a lot more with Breitbart, and just in the blogosphere, it's just humor and mockery, which the left has always mastered so well. I mean, you can go back to the 60s and 70s, the Smothers Brothers and Abby Hoffman, and this kind of like, it was cool and funny, and I call it the Dean Wormer effect. In Animal House, every conservative is Dean Wormer, and all the cool guys were the liberals. And what my whole goal at the Huffington Post originally was to flip it, so to get liberals to be offended and to be self-serious. And that's when you win, I think. It's always to be a happy warrior, as I often said about Jack Kemp, is to have fun, never take yourself too seriously. I have a problem with right-wing activists and left-wing activists because they take themselves so seriously.
Well, and when you did that on Ariana Huffington's blog, she liked that. I mean,
yeah.
she actually, not to steal your thunder, she called Greg an ombudsman. Like, she's like, oh, Greg is our ombudsman. We got 20 o'clock to the left, but Greg's got the grip, it's a blog. She become Irish. That's the best thing I can hear.
That's not what I've heard.
Yeah, that's one of the odds.
Yeah. Thank God no one got that joke.
I think they did, it was disgusting. they met it with silence.
Yeah.
Cold silence.
A lot of arms crossed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andy, how are your cats?
Bill?
I'll handle this one for Andy. Andy does not speak about his cats. I represent both his cats. Are available for commercial opportunities. They will not do an interview without me.
Yes.
And please do not ask them any political questions. Particularly Stormy. They look racist. Pixel is not a racist. You know that? Stormy, so.
It's funny because Pixel's white.
Yeah.
Stormy is short for stormtrooper.
Yes. It's actually adorable. I don't support it, but it's adorable.
We'll let you guys take it over from here with the questions we gave you beforehand from the
All right.
audience.
Well, before I...
They're all for Ed.
Yeah. Yeah, are you sure you want to do that? I mean, I've got 4. But no, I've got... before I do the questions, let me put them here. I have a prize. As any how many people watch Red Eye regularly? Then you know that I'm an accomplished artist.
Hang on, the ones you didn't raise their hand, leave. Back in the room, the ones who did, come forward.
So the best question will receive an autographed piece of artwork done by me. It's a manatee with a unicorn head.
Okay. You press this button, this thing right here.
Tracing of a manatee.
Let's call it in.
Tracing is hard to do.
No, I know. You gotta follow the lines, exactly.
The loser gets also an autographed piece of art. It's an attractive woman with a manatee head. But to make this worthless, I've misspelled my name. So that way, there's no way you can prove that it's actually mine. See what I did there?
Significantly lowers the cost on eBay.
Yes. So let me go to these questions. Because you won't talk about cats, none of these can be answered. That's the problem. Some of these are really serious. Greg, you're on at like 3 in the morning. You would be great for college students. Come to our campus. Unfortunately, I am not allowed to go anywhere near something that happened in the 90s. Remember how narrow-minded we were back then?
Rightly so.
Yeah.
Consider what you did. Yeah. Maybe we should have been more narrow-minded.
Yeah.
The fact that you're walking
On the other hand, I have a lot of business cards, so afterwards, let me know.
Yes. And he loves going to college campuses. Often dressed as a woman. Why not?
By the way, I love the fact the guy wrote like. You actually wrote, Greg, you're on at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
No, we're on 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we ask those guys?
Look, I was writing quickly.
As a generation, what generation are we on? X, Y? Is it Generation Z? If you guys could eliminate the word like.
And literally. No more literally.
No more
Yeah. Always busy.
No more, what's the other one? Threw up in my mouth a little, at the end of the day. No, there's another one I'm missing.
Just say it.
Fail. Just say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to answer your question, we're hoping to start doing more stuff, going out and doing live shows. We've talked about it on campus. It's hard to do and it's really expensive, and one of the reasons why Red Eye is around is because it's cheap. And we're going to start piloting. Yeah, Bill pays us to be on the show.
I'll have to sleep under my desk.
Also, a lot of this, by the way, depends on hopefully if we don't get arrested this weekend.
Yeah, if we do well here, then they might let us do a college gig. Question, the serious question. What's the difference between proper and improper spending? I'll let Andy handle that one since I've been talking.
You jerk.
I can answer it, but I'd rather not answer it.
But you're one
I
time.
was actually curious what you were going to say. I was going to correct it.
Proper table dancers, improper strippers.
I think across the board, proper before 11 p.m., after 11 p.m., improper. And it's always improper.
You're probably comes from.
They're really improper.
Even if it's just a high-calorie late-night dinner.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You put on so much weight.
Oh, God. Terrible. You can't eat right before you sleep. How many times have I tell you?
My whole thing, is, I just, semi-serious, is proper is, I just spit something out of my mouth. Proper is stuff that you can't do on your own. You know, I have tried to form a standing army, but I can't. That is something the government should pay for. There's things like that. That's the only one I can come up with, though.
Police force.
Police force is good. Fire department.
I like when they take my trash.
That's good too.
But not me, my trash.
Yeah.
Don't pick me up, trash man.
Yeah.
I'm a human being.
What else? What's proper spending?
I think you're pretty much, that's it.
Yeah. Paper boy. That's one thing I miss.
Paper boy.
And I don't even get a paper. All right, let's see.
He was delightful.
I'm not answering now because that'll just get me into trouble.
Now I have to go get that.
Okay. No, you're not. You know you don't want to eat. You don't want to.
Oh, it's cat related.
This is for Anne. Anne.
He is crazy.
Yeah. Anne, why are you so fabulous? Why don't you take that?
Oh, Greg. Why am I fabulous? That's the question for the angels. Speaking of, buy my book, which was a New York Times bestseller, Guilty.
All right, this is another cat.
You're sad.
Hell,
I can't do.
what is wrong with you people?
It's all cat.
Can a man own 50 cats?
A straight man, if I did just that.
What is the most challenging idea affecting the conservative movement?
My cats.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I think it just always goes back to the general stereotype that was out of your control for ages, which is that you guys aren't fun and you're not, cool, and that's the territory of the left. But that, in my opinion, has changed and is changing and will change as you see here. People are,
Except that guy.
yeah, that guy. He said it back 10 years. But I really do think it's about, and I think about the people that I enjoy, like Andrew Breitbart, who, a lot of people think he's what's the word?
Weird.
Yeah, but he's not. He's having fun and he's enjoying himself, and he engages the opposition with with a twinkle in his eye. And I think that's one of the things you got to do, and it's a challenge for conservatives to kind of get over that stereotype.
Well, he's likable. I mean, you could be you could be the most commie pinko person in the world, which of course I am.
Yes.
And you can't not like Breitbart. I mean, if you sit down one-on-one and talk to him, even if you disagree with everything he says, he's just a genuinely likable person.
Yeah.
I would say the other big challenge facing conservatives is if you're married, don't go on Craigslist and sext. Do it. Don't do it. It's very simple. I know you're buff. I know you just had a wax. Beer's gonna be good. Just don't do it.
It is. I go back to this one point about that whole thing is who flexes after 12? And I mean, the age of 12. Everyone flexes. Everybody flexes. But it's kind of like when you were a kid.
You were obviously not my hotel room.
Yes. When you were a kid.
You're welcome for those I sent it out to.
Remember as a guy, like in first and second grade, it was important that you ran fast. And then who was the fastest runner in class? And then somewhere around third or fourth grade, no one cared. That's where flexing is. If somebody's flexing in a picture, there's something wrong with it. I probably should say that without checking the web first.
I think a picture of you in a tank top.
Yes.
That was her story.
Anne,
of course.
back to you, Anne. Will you marry me? This is from Garrett. Will you marry me?
University of Delaware. No, because Delaware is not a real place. Give me a state I can actually deal with.
Thanks, you've insulted and offended 3 of our viewers.
I'll sex him.
Now you've insulted 8. Yeah. not ready.
Get legal first.
Andy?
It could be a cat. I just can't. Okay, but now I can't choose.
Who played Catwoman?
Yeah.
Not a liberal, but she's kind of, well, I don't know. I don't know I've never thought about it. I can't say I'm married. I can't answer that question.
Yeah, she's not here. Yeah, my whole family is liberal, so I'm the weird one. So,
I don't think I answered that question. Will you come to Northern Arizona University and visit the NAU conservatives? I think you said no.
yeah.
There was a smiley face at the end of it, so yes.
And how can you not like the name Amber Lee Wood? How big is your apartment? Alright, I don't have a lot of stuff. I tend to sleepwalk though. That's what I tell the judge.
Sleep other than That's where the cops get involved.
Where do babies come from besides uniforms? I don't think I have to answer that.
Babies are mythological creatures.
Yes,
Don't try to fool us on that one. Get college degrees.
yes. I guess everybody knows I'm pro-unicorn. I don't think we have to get into that.
Yeah, still, that's a brawl.
Anybody here anti-unicorn? Get up and leave. What are you, are you a Griffin freak? Is that what you are? Are you into Griffin?
Yeah, we've all experimented with griffins back in the day. I did it. I regret it, but
You didn't regret it. You regret it every 46 weeks when you go to the doctor. Anne asked, this is for Anne, who would you love to tell off? And what would you say uncensored?
yeah, we usually censor Anne.
Yes.
Yeah. She's really good at
She
teaching.
should tell off herself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anne, you don't write enough books. Your books are just too great.
Yes.
So tired of you being awesome, Anne. All right, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a question from Megan McCain. How come nobody invited me?
You left out this part. Y'all, we're partying in Vegas.
8 exclamation points.
Yeah.
Wow. The crowd's not big enough for that many exclamation points. Oh, it's not.
Yeah, that's one of them. With a big H on it. There was a no H. Is that what it is? So I don't know. No. That's too serious. What Obama? Look. What should the Republican Congress do to address the genocide? It's bad. It's bad. Genocide is
Greg is
bad.
not convinced that Darfur exists.
All right, next question. It's bad.
We're against it.
Okay.
We'll get letters. I don't care. I don't care. It's a false statement.
What Obama policy is the biggest joke and why? The biggest joke for me is that he pretends not to smoke.
42 is why they quit for a year, sir.
Yeah, and
that I can say to you.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, I believe that he should smoke. I mean, the President of the United States should be allowed to do, that's, it's a hard job. I have a pretty good job and I smoke like a fiend, and he do almost nothing and he smokes 2 packs a day.
Yes.
Unfiltered.
It's like your job description. Isn't there?
Unfiltered.
Yeah.
What do you want to answer this? What Obama policy is the biggest joke and why? Bill.
You go first.
Oh, it's so hard to pick just one, isn't it? Right? Something government interfering in the economy. And making us look weak to the world.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And the fact that he's from Kenya.
There's no reason to be secretive about your belief in Islam.
from that delightful island country called Hawaii.
Yes.
Which one day will become part of our union.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
What else did they do to you, young man?
Huh?
What did Hawaii do to you?
What did it do? They're all big, tan, happy, wearing those little flower things around their neck, doing this all the time. What does that even mean? Don't speak sign language.
I would say, I'm trying to address this seriously. I would say the thing that we talked, okay, we'll go back to the things that we talked about most of the show was the way healthcare reform was I hate to use the phrase ram, unless, of course, I'm at a bar, but ramming it through. That's the way it made the bar. Yeah, it's the name of the bar. But I mean, the way that that was handled ticked me off because it just kind of exhibited a sense of arrogance that, you know what, I can do this and it really doesn't matter that people are ticked off about it. So it was more about a behavior. And I think he's been humbled by it, actually, I hope. That actually is the end of the questions from the audience. And we have to figure out which one was the best question. Do you guys remember? Because I certainly don't.
Unicorn.
Negative King? But he made that one up. I did not. Sorry.
Give him a drawing. I never said employees could win.
Who asked that one?
What was that?
All right. There's the worst to the best one.
Wait, is this from Arizona?
Oh, actually, you know what? Those questions weren't that great. Any questions here?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
Have you noticed how hot the girls are at CPAC this year?
I don't see beauty, all right? And I find it offensive.
And I don't see gender, so really.
Yes.
I've noticed hot people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Man, women.
They're so open-minded.
they're all just human beings who do things for you.
Yes.
You know, I would say I've been to 3 or 4 events, and I always say that when I come back. I just go, it's the best-looking people in any event.
Yeah. He's married.
In any Chuck E. Cheese, and we go, yeah, sure, you inviting us? Because I can still there. I love.
Andy's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
1,000 feet.
Him and Trunks.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Who knew?
Also, that thing with the claw that ends up the.
Oh, yeah. Who knew you can't do that to an animatronic animal? They don't.
I know that now.
Suspender mask.
Wait, which one?
This question is for you, Greg, but Bill, Andy, you can comment.
Oh, can we that?
I get most of my fashion tips from Bill.
I'm so sorry. I saw you in the Salvation Army last week. That moo-moo was just yourself.
Like a cautionary tale with you, you know? No, but Bill, or Greg, you know, you're obviously in a high-stress job. You know, these two over here, you know, they're always disagreeing with you, getting on your nerves. What do you do? What, you know, do you take it out on them, or do you just hold it in, and go home and kick the dog, or what?
Well, what do? I take it out on you.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Do you not watch
Have
the
you
show?
ever seen him bottle something inside and not react?
The only thing I bought
Violently to
is
the-
my own spit, which I pour on you after the show.
That goes on the table a lot.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, you know what you do? Whenever you get ticked off about a job like this, you realize what a great job it is. So you kind of like, you know, if you have the worst thing that happens is if you have a bad show.
Well, and then you go home and whip the house.
Yes, the houseboys are punished in my basement. Yes, sir. Yeah, you way in the back?
How many Ron Paul supporters does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Nobody's business but the Ron Paul supporters.
Next question. That's good. Somebody, okay, you in the blue and the unusual tie.
Between The View, The Jersey Shore, or The Kardashians, or anybody else, which Hollywood celebrity for all 3 of you, if given the opportunity, would you have waterboarded?
I like to take negative questions and make them something positive. I love the Jersey Shore because it is an American dream. No, seriously, think about the tyranny of celebrity. That when somebody becomes a celebrity, they don't want anybody else to be a celebrity. And the people that are really hard on Jersey Shore are celebrities who really don't deserve all the accolades they get. Jersey Shore comes out of nowhere. This guy, I can't think of his name. What's his name? The Situation? Yeah. I'm pretending. I have a poster of him above. I've never seen this. But I mean, the guy's making $5-7 million a year. I mean, true, they're complete meatheads. They're meatheads. But the thing is, they can't be that. I mean, it's the American dream to be a meathead and make $7 million. Compare that to The View, where they don't, most of them don't deserve to be seen in public. Here's the thing. You want to hear a great story? So when I was editor of Stuff,
I was the only dude in the audience.
Yeah.
It was all older women.
Yeah, and we used the word dude loosely. So there were no dudes. We were. They approached me to do a fun story about what would it be like if men could dress women all day. Like what would women wear at work? What would women wear when they're shopping? What would women wear when they're cooking dinner? And it was their idea, and the joke was that whenever a woman would walk down the runway, it would be this like negligee. That was the joke. It was like, no matter what they were doing, it was like sexy outfits. And we had this meeting and they loved it and everything. And so I sit down and with Joy, I can't remember, one of them's gone, whoever.
We'll start Joy.
Yeah. And so they sit down and go, we're so grateful that you agreed to do this. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to love it. And then once the lights went on, they go, how dare you? How dare you tell us how to dress? And it's like, wait a minute, you asked me to be here. But anyway, they're a barrel of laughs.
And like,
just a barrel.
Me and a couple of his staff members came, and again, it was like 3 guys surrounded by menopause. That was it. And like, you're straight from breaking up. Finally, we started moving.
The best line from the audience was the woman sitting in front of you who said, I love Barbara Walters. She's like a baby bird.
Can I just get back to the original question about the water?
Yeah.
The correct answer.
I don't want to get back.
Well, the correct answer is Will.i.am.
No, yeah.
How dare you? The Black Eyed Peas have given us so much.
You, Paul McCartney in the back there. Or maybe that's John Lennon. No, it's Ringo Starr. Oh, it's George.
If you could have Justin Bieber on your show for one night, what would you ask him?
What are you doing later? The reason why I bring that up because I follow Justin Bieber on Twitter and I often respond to him. And the reason why I do this is I am fascinated by the female adolescent biological reaction of hysteria. I have 3 older sisters. I've gone through this since the Beatles to Bobby Sherman, Donny Osmond, to Leif Garrett, and now I have a niece who is fanatical about Justin Bieber. Her entire wall is covered with Justin Bieber. And this is a biological phenomenon to see how girls act. It's like they're like, let's nest. And I just keep thinking, if we can figure out what this is.
First of all, he's a huge talent. Second of all, hang on. Justin Bieber pictures are cheaper than wallpaper. Third of all, you're just jealous.
He can dress this up at any kind of pseudo-scientific mumbo jumbo he wants. The reason he follows Justin Bieber on Twitter is he's hoping he'll notice him.
Yeah. But
if you replace it 1 of yours, you're gonna get like 1 million more followers.
I know that's right. No, but my bottom line is, if we can figure out what that is, what that chemical is, that's what we would drop on our enemies. That's all I'm trying to do by harassing Justin Bieber is trying to save American lives against radical Islamic fundamentalism. You are the true hero.
Is he not the true hero?
I am.
Give it up. Give it up.
We have a question from Al speaking.
I was just wondering what your plans were for the Ground Zero Mosque Gay Bar.
That is a great question. I never got so much response and so many offers of money in quite some time. That sounds weird. Millions of dollars.
We'll give him the backstory though.
the backstory is I was such a long show. Okay, Ground Zero Mosque, they're building the mosque. We also realize they keep talking about how we have to be tolerant of the mosque. Meanwhile, Islam is incredibly intolerant of gays and women, and so I thought, well, let's see how they would react if somebody opened a gay bar next to their mosque. And so I announced it on my show, and then on Beck's show, I talked about it. And then I went on Twitter, and that was I called the mosque a couple of times and all their PR people to discuss this. And they never got back to me. And then I found them on Twitter, and they had like 5 followers. And Justin Bieber, Will I Fergie, Joy Behar, and so I said,
Barack Obama.
Yeah, Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. And it's weird, under his name, it says location Kenya.
He says joking.
So anyway, I found him on Twitter and I said, I'm opening a gay bar next to your mosque, and there is actually, there's space around that area. And they said, it's something along the lines that I can't remember. It's like if you can't be tolerant of our beliefs, there's no use having a dialogue. And that was what I wanted, because I wanted them to accuse me of being intolerant of their beliefs, because then I can just go back and just say, what? Because that's the whole problem here. And so anyway, it's a work in progress. I am still planning on doing it, but I'm waiting to see what happens with the actual mosque, because I think it's going to move.
Well, that's why I wanted to call the gay bar.
By the way, I'd like to take credit for that. I'd like to take credit for stopping the mosque. I would like to take credit for that. Yes, sir, in the back.
Were you on the White House Christmas card list? If not, why?
Because they don't celebrate Christmas there. You know that. They don't know I exist. Come on. You with the glasses on your head. They do that. Yes.
You're never seeing.
Should he stay on Fox or should he run for president?
I gotta tell you, I love the governor, and I'll tell you why. Because we now live in the strangest sitcom ever, and that. Why are you pointing at me? All right. Anyway, this guy's like pointing at stuff, making me nervous. Yeah, I think he's the guy who called earlier about the stuff.
Your Ferguson is kicking.
All right. The greatest thing about working at Fox, and to me it's the greatest job I've ever had, it's the greatest place to work at, it's the funnest people, it's like the perfect high school where all the women are beautiful and all the guys are dorks. It's incredible. There's no football team. There's just a band. But we go, and he's on the governor's office.
Do you think you're saying something good?
Hey, look, the odds are in our favor.
Yeah. The Huckabee's office is around the corner, so imagine being at work one day and the Gov's is walking by, and he's like, "Hey, Greg, what's up?" And say, "Hey, Gov," and he comes in, we sit, we're talking, and I'm sitting here going like, I'm sitting here talking to Governor Huckabee, and we're just shooting the poop about whatever. We actually get to a little.
Governor is not shooting the poop.
We have a convo. We have a convo, but it's great because that's what Fox is like. It's like it's just this surreal world, and I love having him there. He's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Any big EP, Ray Preston?
My question, where are you guys partying tonight?
Where aren't we?
We've been invited to nowhere.
Yeah.
Only Greg's room.
Yeah, except I don't have a mini bar. I don't have a mini bar. Okay.
We'll ferment.
Yes, yeah. We don't drink though.
No.
Yeah.
We're getting
oh my goodness. I still haven't given away these. The guy who asked me about water, but I don't know. What?
Oh, just give it to Arizona.
All right. Because I did insult you. Or, yeah, and listen, remember the better question gets the unicorn on the manatee body. The bad question gets the manatee on the lady body. No one's listening.
Yeah.
Can I just say that out loud?
Yes. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Let's get one more. Of the trailer for their new film, Still Point and Turning World, and then Ann Coulter will be here, and then Greg will be back at the end to sign books. So stick around.
Thanks.
Don't leave me there alone.